Your story is incredible. Correct me if I'm wrong. July 1st, 2016, Canada Day, a great time. You're from St. Catharines, right? Right next to Niagara, Niagara top
Yeah,
team. You're just a regular person. You're going to hang out with your friend. She invites someone who she met on Tinder to meet up. That person who she invites brings a person with him, excuse me. That ends up being a coach who ends up being your boyfriend, who is now your coach now, Chris Prickett, right? Who is now your
that's right.
and you knew nothing of MMA. You never threw a punch. You were never in a fight. You didn't train. You meet him. You fall in love with him. You fall in love with fighting, and now here you are in the UFC. What, 7 years later? Is that less than 7 years later? Is that the story?
That yeah,
That's
broken down.
crazy.
That's it.
What were you doing at
Yeah.
the time?
I was working at a youth homeless shelter.
Wow. And what were you doing with like what was your job there?
So we had regional youth as well as family and children's service youth. So some of them would live there. It's age 16 to 24, and some of them would live there if they were like a service youth. But then the drop in youth, it was like a short term stay, so like a less than a month thing. Whereas some of them they would be there for like a couple years potentially, and that was a really rewarding job. That's a very like important to me. I always try to like make sure I give back to that shelter. It's called the Raft in St. Catharines. If anyone knows, they always take donations, food, clothing, toiletries, everything. So make sure to drop stuff off there. And so I was working there, and then yeah, met Chris, and we he kind of introduced me to MMA through Jason Sago, and then it was just like one thing at a time, like take a fight and then take another fight, take it, and then here we are now.
Incredible. And did you even watch UFC? Like, did you know who GSP was? Did you have any sort of knowledge of it?